So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video today, and we're going to be looking at the eFootball database, right? Because we've got a new website out, efootballdb.com. I'll leave all the links in the description. This is from PES Universe, and this is going to be very much a community-based site, so we want your guys' feedback, impressions, anything you think could be worthwhile adding or improving, let us know. But I wanted to dive into this because this is going to be very important once the game is actually, you know, updated how it should be and online is available and we can play the My Club or the creative teams, whatever they call it. We're going to be using this a lot. I'm going to be using it a lot, so I wanted to showcase it. We're going to go over the top goalies, defenders, midfielders, and forwards. I'll leave timestamps available. But a huge praise to the Midnight Kid, Barry himself, for doing this, as well as Panos, because Panos is the one who made this and created this himself, with a few other lads behind the scenes. But Barry's been different class in getting this all set up and live and ready. So, yeah, pretty simple. efootballdb.com is the web address. And we're going to dive into it because I'm going to be using this, folks. Once eFootball is out, I'm planning on streaming it a lot. And hopefully, obviously, the gameplay's improved 1,000 times. Touch wood. You heard it. So, apparently, that gets the dog all riled up. Loki, there's no one there, bruv. I just knocked. All right, anyway, moving on. Now we stop growling and barking away. Let's dive into this. So when you go onto the homepage, you're going to be greeted with a couple little tabs at the top. This is going to change willy-nilly. You've got a search bar. When you use the search, all you have to do is type in a player like Ronaldo, and then it's going to pop up everyone with that letters in their name, right? So like Almiron's the same, Rondon, etc. Just click on their name and it's going to take you to them. We'll do that afterwards, but that's a very simple way to search. You can also search at the top as well, if you would like. And as you scroll down, you've got the popular players, which will change accordingly. And finally, down the bottom, it does tell you right now the current database holds 8,701 players, 269 teams, and 322 managers. That is not all of them, folks. That is just what we're pulling right now. Once the game is officially live, that's going to be updated, and then there's going to be a lot more teams and players and managers added to this database. So take that into account. All right, so let's dive into this. So we're going to head over to the player tab. And what you can do from here is simply go to the search filter, and you can search however you would like. Okay, so we're going to do goalies to start with. So we're going to go for positions, click goalies, do A-rated because we'll look at the top goalies, and then click the little X, and there you have it, a full list of the players. You can also click the tabs at the top, and that will change it accordingly. So if you wanted to put the lowest rated players, click on overall, and it should switch right there. So that's the lowest rated right now, 52. I'm going to get Barry to hopefully add a little icon above those, and this is where we need your feedback because not everything is officially 100% complete. It won't be because you want to continue to update this, but just putting a little icon there next to position, overall, etc., telling you guys if it's ascending or descending will make it a lot easier. Right, so let's go back to the top overall players. As you can see, Oblak is number 1. And on the right-hand side, by the way, max overall is the maximum they can get from training them, right? Once you've trained the player up, that's his max rating. The overall is what they start at, and that's what you're going to see in like master leagues and all that stuff as well. So Oblak number 1, Neuer's number 2, we've got Courtois at number 3, Alisson's 4th, Edison's 5th, Ter Stegen is 6th, Navas is 7th, Szczesny at 8, Donnarumma 9, and Sommer at number 10. Then you've got David De Gea just behind, and Lloris. And of course, you can just scroll through them and check them out. Now, if we go to a player like, let's go to number 1, Mr. Oblak himself. They're going to be greeted with a very nice, simplistic look and feel about it. We try to keep this very simple, elegant. You can see all the information you need. So you've got the height, the weight, the age of him, the nationality, and of course which foot he likes to use, and the traditional hexagon that we love, that shows you his attributes. And as well as where he can play. As you can see, the positions do change on the right-hand side, which is kind of cool. Not really for a goalie, because he's only going to be playing one position, But players that are maybe a defensive midfielder or a centre mid and you want to play them as a DMF or an AMF, you can now see on the fly where they're going to play. And then underneath you've got the speed, the shooting, the dribbling, the passing, the strength, the defence, and of course other as well. There isn't as many, should we say, options this year in the formation side of things, because we know eFootball is a little bit more dumbed down. And if you scroll down, it also gives you a little kind of report about Oblak, a 28-year-old right-footed goalkeeper from Slovenia who plays for, well, Atletico Madrid, etc. Once that's been... It's going to use the fake name team because that's how it pulls the info. And then it's got his best qualities, his strength, but he's not the best dribbler. Of course he's not. He's a goalie. So you'll get a little bit of a report on each player. And then from here, you can also adjust the levels. So as he gets up to level 21, you can see his player card changes, and so does some of his stats. For instance, down the bottom here in defense, 88 for awareness and catching. But then if you put it down to level 1, he's an 85. Maybe we'll try and get a little thing that tells you how many increments they go up every time you level them, so you guys can see it visually, like +5, +3, etc. So I'll maybe talk to Barry about that as well. Now, one thing you can do, which is rather cool, is compare players. So you can compare up to 3 right now. This is very mobile friendly. It works just as well on mobile, so give it a bash. But what you can do here is go to add players. Now, it's not going to pop up right now with all the other goalies. Once again, we'll try and get that added. But something like if we were going to add David De Gea, we just put in his name and he pops up. So we click on him, that's going to add him. And we can actually just type in another player. So someone like Ederson, if we put Eder, there he is. Click on him as well, and that's going to add him. We click add players again. And now we have 3 players that we can compare next to each other. You can also change the levels of them to see, you know, who's going up, who's going down. How good will all these players be maxed out? As you can see, they get a little bit closer. Oblak's a 96, De Gea's a 92, Ederson's a 94. And then you scroll down and you can kind of see the different stats. I'm going to try and get a sticky to kind of sit at the top of this so that we know when we're scrolling which player is still which, because you can't really tell right now. But the other tabs aren't very long, so you can kind of compare them. Maybe you're looking for a captain, folks. Well, Oblak's going to be your man because he's got that trait, whereas David De Gea and Ederson do not. Then you've got the basic info of the lads. Maybe you want an offensive goalie versus a defensive. Another way to see it. And then you've got a player graph, which compares all the boys in a nice little hexagon, showing you which is which. And if you want to get rid of one, just click the X, and there we go. So a very simple, easy way to compare a couple of players just like that. Right, so now let's have a look at some of the top defenders in the game. So let's go through the centre-backs and have a look at who's going to be winning the race. Well, no surprise that Virgil van Dijk is going to be your number 1 with a level of 90. He can go up to a 96. You've got Ramos at an 89, Marquinhos 88, De Ligt 87, Ruben Diaz as an 87 as well. Varane's going to be an 87. Pretty good for a Man United player. Koulibaly an 87, Skriniar an 86, Sula is an 86, De Vrij an 86 as well. So yeah, pretty close with the centre-backs, as you can see. And then you can also, as you like, you can click on any of these buttons, folks. They all do something. If you wanted to look at just Manchester United, click on their name, and that's going to bring up Maguire. And then you can actually go to Manchester United here, and then it brings you into the actual team. And then from here, you can have a look at all the ratings of all the players, the positions, click on their face, have a look at that player on the right-hand side. It's got your basic information. The salary budget, I mean, I believe this is all pulled from, you know, the old Master League. Not 100% sure right now, but it does tell you the rival clubs and all that fun stuff. Now, the attacking and defensive tactics will be very slim this year because eFootball doesn't have much. You can also click on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer if you would like, and then it brings you into the manager and it tells you kind of the way he's going to be set up. This can all change, but for right now, this is what we have. So there we go. Very simple. Now, if you're going to go and have a look maybe at some of the top centre midfielders, and DMFs and AMFs as well. Let's compare a bunch of these players. We can click out. And here we have it. So we've got the likes of Kimmich as a DMF. He's a 90. He's going to be an absolute beast, this guy. Goes up to a 97. Goretzka at an 87. You've got Toni Kroos still up there, an 87 as well. Llorente is an 86. Barella's an 85. You've got Brozovic. You've got Tielemans. Eriksen. Wijnaldum, Witsel. See, they don't have a team right now because all the teams aren't in the game, as we mentioned. But yeah, you can just go through here, lads, and literally compare and try out as many different players as you want. Let's do some fun stuff now. Let's go to the center forwards. All right, so yeah, I had a bit of an error there. So if it does happen and players aren't loading, just hit the home button right there and then redo it, and everything should load. But now we've got all the top forwards, left wingers, right wingers. So we've got someone like Cristiano who's going to be a 92. I'm not sure where. I was trying to find Lionel Messi, but if we were to go to Ronaldo real quick. Let's compare him with Lionel Messi. Why not? Because that's what you do, right? You compare some of the world's best with the world's best. So there he is, Messi, and why not add in, I'm going to add in Haaland for a bit of fun. So there we have it. Let's go to the overall stats. So as you can see, Lionel Messi beating Ronaldo quite a bit on the old dribbling and passing front. But Haaland excelling in the old speed and the shooting, as well as strength and defense. So Haaland's going to be a player to watch. I think we all know that. He actually goes up to a 99, folks. So if you go to the player stats, and really, when you do go to that, you can tell how much better Messi would be than Cristiano Ronaldo, possibly, just because of his... Not only is he winning in like the shooting and the dribbling and the passing. I mean, Ronaldo's going to be your strength player, better in the air. But Lionel Messi's got some pretty good stats, folks, and there's a look at Haaland as well. Now, if we were to crank these all the way up to the max level, remember, Haaland can go up to a 39. Messi goes up to a 19, and Ronaldo goes up to 18. But you've got a 36-year-old versus a 34 versus a 21-year-old. But look at Haaland. I mean, once you rank him all the way up to a 99... that's going to be pretty scary to come up against. And there's all your player skills as well, with some basic info. Messi's a creative playmaker. You've got a goal poacher for Haaland and Cristiano. Tells you the nationalities, and then the player graph as well. We may have to kind of tweak this to let you know who's who, because there's no color indication right now. I'll talk to the lads about that. Oh, okay, so you can actually hover over it. There you go, stuff I didn't even know. So Cristiano Ronaldo's the blue one. You've got Messi as the yellow, and then Haaland's going to be the purple. So Haaland's really excelling there in the strength and the speed. It's fun, isn't it, to just kind of analyze these players and really learn about them. If we go to Haaland right now, and you can see what they're saying about him. He is a free agent currently, but his best qualities lie in strength, but he is not the best in defense, as you would expect. He's a top-tier player and is very consistent performer. He is great with both feet. So there you go, a little bit of insight on him. And that's pretty much all the players, folks. I'm not going to go through all of them because we'll be here all day. I want you guys to play around with it. Enjoy it. And then we spoke about the managers. We kind of showed Solskjaer before. So you're able to search these as well, not by positions, but you probably want to do like, what kind of tactics do you want? Are you the type of quick counter type of person? Go in there and find someone that does the magic through quick counters. And then it will just list all the managers. I don't know if the faces are going to show once the game is actually out. But, you know, you can still click on them and just kind of get a feel for it and see what works. And then finally, you've got clubs. You can go to the club database. You can pick any of the teams in here, like someone like Juventus. And as I showed before, that's going to show you the players. You can click on that player, brings you into him. It's very quick. It's very intuitive, folks. This is something we're very proud upon. And we're going to keep adding to this. As eFootball does evolve. And then we've got squads. Now this, you can kind of go in here and add a manager. I don't know how well this is done. I don't know, let's stick someone like this. So yeah, I don't think we have, for right now, this isn't done. So we're going to have to finish this off. But you'll be able to create your own squads. And then you'll see the team strength on the right-hand side. And then from there, you can kind of analyze how good your team is, etc. So there we have it. Let me know what you think below if you played around with it and enjoy it. As I said, we want your feedback, so leave it. Please follow us over on Twitter. I'll leave all the links that are needed in the description. And we'll go from there. Simple as that. Anyway, until next time, we'll be back with lots of content to come. If you've got any suggestions for content you want to see, let me know. But until next time, have a great weekend and take care.